What's going on, Internet? This is Ryan from FistFullofPotions.com, and is Grand Theft Auto Online's bad sport system really working? Alright, and if you haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5 yet, first of all, what are you doing? Because the game has sold gangbusters and every single person in the world should have seen this game by now. Secondly, this is all about Grand Theft Auto Online, so there will be no spoilers, there will be no discussion at all about the single player, the story, or any of that will be revealed in this video. So you are spoiler free unless there are certain aspects of GTA Online that you're worried about spoiling, which in reality it's an online multiplayer game, so I'm not sure what you'd be worried about with that. Anyways, that aside, that out of the way, if you haven't played Grand Theft Auto Online yet and you're not sure what the bad sports system actually is, the bad sports system is if you're doing things that Rockstar thinks is in bad taste or bad sport, then you get pegged as a bad sport. You do it too many times, and you get labeled as a bad sport, and then you get pushed into the cheaters pool, which is a server that is nothing but bad sports, which is usually just chaos, because these are all the guys who just create chaos anyways, and you put chaos in a bubble, and so how do you get labeled as a bad sport? Well, the easiest way to do it is blowing up somebody's personal vehicle. So obviously in Grand Theft Auto Online, you can have your own vehicle that is your vehicle. You can put a tracker on it so that there's an icon on the map to know where it is, and you can insure it so that way if something happens to it, you can get it back. Also, if you're unaware, Grand Theft Auto allows you to customize your vehicles, and so does Grand Theft Auto Online. So in order to encourage people to use the customization system, they've put this in place, because if you customize a car and it just blew up every single time you drove it, that'd be a waste of money all the time, obviously. So you can make a personal vehicle, it's your personal vehicle, it gets blown up, you call the insurance company, I blew up my car, pay the fine, they give you a new car. However, if somebody else blows up your personal vehicle, and I know it's been updated since, but let's just start with how it started out as. Originally, if somebody blew up your personal vehicle, you had to pay a fine to get it back. So there was a deductible on your end and a deductible on their end. They paid some and you paid some and you get your car back. It's usually not that expensive compared to the cost of the cars themselves. So for instance, something that's incredibly cheap but incredibly good car, rare car on GTA Online is the Karen Sultan, which is kind of like a WRX Lancer IS300 thing. It's an awesome car because it's all-wheel drive, it's fast, and it's incredibly cheap to insure and incredibly cheap to get back. It gets blown up, it's $125. Whereas there are other cars that are thousands of dollars to get back, and the super high-end exotic cars are in the neighborhood of like $10,000 to $12,000 if you blow them up. So for me, driving this car around is not that big of a deal. Somebody blows it up, $125. I got that as chump change for me. But the problem is that they've changed that. So now the person doing the blowing up of the car now pays the full deductible, and the person that was victimized doesn't have to pay for the car. And initially you're thinking, okay, that makes sense, because if somebody's just a jerk and just comes along and blows up your car, why should you have to pay for getting your car back? That doesn't cover every scenario of the game. So let's say, for instance, you're driving along in your car, just kind of doing your own thing, not really doing anything at all, just kind of cruising around. All of a sudden somebody rolls up an incredibly expensive car and just starts shooting at you for no reason. Okay, cool, I don't want to play with you right now, but it's GTA, so I guess I have to do something. So you just don't want to fire back, you don't want to waste bullets because you have to pay for your bullets online, so you just drive away. You're just like, forget it, I'm not going to mess with you. They have a supercar, so you're not really going to lose them. And they just keep bullying you, chasing you down and shooting at you and shooting up your car. You shoot back at them, but they've got armor on, full armor on their car. So you're shooting at them and your bullets are barely making it through the car to kill them. So what do you do? How do you protect yourself? How do you get this person off of you, get them away from you? Well, personally, I like to deal with this with my good old friend C4, and just out the window, problem solved. But Now the problem is that if they're driving a super expensive car and I do that, I'm going to be charged $12,000 to get this bully to leave me alone. And that doesn't seem very fair. And then on top of that, on top of being charged $12,000, I'm being labeled as a bad sport because I blew up his car even though he was being a bad sport by not leaving me alone and letting me complete the task that I was working on. So maybe I was trying to complete a task for picking up a car at a specific location and taking it to another location, and this guy is just screwing with me just to screw with me. Now, he doesn't want the car. He doesn't want to like take over to the mission and do it for him. He just wants to be a jerk and bully me. So let me just clarify really quick, because I know some of you may be thinking, well, it's just the way the game works. I don't understand why you're just like, ugh. Okay, it's Grand Theft Auto. There should be no rules. There should be no insurance. There should be no bad sports system. It should just be fair game. Grand Theft Auto is always a criminal utopia. You just go in there and you do whatever you want. You shoot whoever you want. You blow up whoever you want. That's the appeal of the Grand Theft Auto games. So by no means am I trying to say that there should be a way to stop people from messing with you. And there is a way to stop people from messing with you. You can go into passive mode. And in passive mode, you can't shoot people, but people can't shoot you either. So if someone's just bullying you, flip over to passive mode and then just drive away. They can't mess with you anymore to some degree. But what I'm saying is that if I want to retaliate, if I want to play the game the way the game is supposed to be played, and I have C4 at my disposal, I can't use that now. Because if I use that, I'm not only going to get charged $12,000, I'm going to get labeled as a bad sport. And if this happens repeatedly, I'm going to get kicked off the main servers for 12 hours, 2 days, up to 8 days. I can be kicked off the server for being a bad sport. And that doesn't seem very fair to me because I'm just trying to play the game. And I'm not really sure what Rockstar is trying to regulate here either. Are they trying to make it so people will stop just running around blowing up other people's cars? Because if it's insured, why does it matter? You're just going to get it back. And that's kind of the whole point of the game anyways. You're there to just blow crap up. And one of the things is another player, kill it, make it dead. Alright, I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, and that's how it's always been. So, I guess this is my open letter to Rockstar saying, I understand like where you started, where the original idea came from for the bad sports system, but in reality, it makes no sense in a Grand Theft Auto game. And it really just shouldn't be there at all. Nobody should be punished for playing your game the way that you've taught us how to play your game for years. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you play Grand Theft Auto online? Have you been labeled as a bad sport? Do you think it's messed up? Do you think they should change it? Take it away? Do you think the bad sport system works? Do you like it? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to continue this conversation with you there. And as always, if you like these videos, subscribe to us. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can check us out at FistFullofPotions.com. Also, don't forget to check out our weekly podcast we do on iTunes. Just search for Fistful of Potions. And I'll see you guys next time.